So several years ago, I was facilitating a music improvisation composition class with fourth and fifth graders in the San Francisco Bayview Hunters Point district of California. And in the course of this class, I asked students if they could recall any sounds that they may have heard during that week. One girl said she heard the sound of the garbage truck and that it made this screechy, rough, beepy sound. So I asked her if she could repeat this sound, and she could, and she did. My intention was to continue this sound collection so that we could create a sonic mosaic, or what composers call a found sound composition. But before I could continue, another student said, well, at least they've got garbage trucks in your street. Our street is full of needles, and my sister stuck her foot in it, and we had to rush her to the hospital before she OD'd. So the conversation quickly turned in the class to this, oh my God, is your sister okay? Why don't they clean our streets? And so it was then that the fourth and fifth graders, I realized that sound could be an important conduit for some critical conversations in the classroom outside of making music, of course. And could sound that students are hearing every day in their homes, on their streets, in the cyberspaces that they encounter, these currents and streams of sonic stimuli, could it inform us something about their life world that we perhaps didn't know? And could we enter into conversations that 21st century music education, and arguably all of education, is saying that we should have for social justice and inclusion and diversity types of conversations? So could sound play a role in that? And if it could, what could I do about that? So what my research looks at is what I call the sonic life world of students. And we use this material as sonic stimuli to create pieces of music. And during that process of creating, conversations start to happen that are very interesting conversations to listen to. For example, I've worked with students who recently composed, well, a year and a half ago, composed a piece addressing Trump's threat to build a wall. And it was a 9-minute, 17-second composition that incorporated found sounds that they had collected. The group of fourth and fifth graders that I mentioned at the above, they actually created a piece dealing with litter in their community. And I have worked with students that have been incarcerated, 12 to 17 years old in Chicago, and these students use sounds from their lives in their neighborhoods to talk about how they got into the situation that they're in, and to talk about the people that they miss. So I think that in a world where listening to sounds and for and with difference is really an important thing to do, we might be able to do this by asking students what they're listening to in their environments, and then listening to what they have to speak, and creating group improvisation, collaborative composition type activities to bring that in. So thank you for listening and for listening.